So what we are going to cover in this particular program. So first of all, we are going to start with the Spark SQL first. Okay, so just we have started with introduction to Databricks, but Spark SQL we need to learn. The Spark SQL we are going to start with because many of them ask to start with this SQL also. Whatever we are going to work on this particular Databricks, it's called Spark SQL. Then we are going to learn PySpark. Okay, so Python plus Spark, it's nothing but PySpark. Either we can, if it is very structured data, unstructured data, so we can handle by using PySpark, Spark SQL or by PySpark. So anything we can create. And if it is unstructured data, yes, we will do it on the PySpark only. Okay, so unstructured data, so we'll handle it by using unstructured data. We'll see that what are the different data types are there and how to take. So after that, we are going to start with Databricks. Okay, this architecture and everything. Then Azure Databricks, then all the ETL concept, data engineering concept, everything. So will start. So once we have completed, start finally, you can take this Databricks Associate certification, associate and professional certifications. That is what you can aim for it. Okay, you have to come along with me next 3 months. So then you will get complete knowledge about this Azure data engineering side. So later you can learn the AI side as well. This is the basic for everything. We just created the Databricks account. Okay, so Databricks account. So Databricks, previously they were giving that the community edition. Now they changed this community edition to, okay, the 14 days trial account. So this 14 days trial account will have all the features of real-time project, how we can create a cluster and everything it will have. It's very similar to the real-time project. Databricks just as processing engine, right? So they started with, so initially from the Databricks end, they started from Apache Spark, they started this Databricks for processing the data. So huge volume of data, they want to process it. So after that only they have started with the data warehouse, data lake, and then now J and ML, everything they started. So but state Databricks is just a processing engine. So on top of any one of the platforms only we can create. So in real time. So either Azure platform or AWS platform or GCP, Google Cloud Platform. So on top of any one of these platforms only, we can create Databricks. So in real-time project, if we created our project has created on top of Azure, then that is called Azure Databricks. If they have created on top of AWS, then it is called AWS Databricks. If they have created on top of GCP, it's a GCP Databricks. So Databricks side concept is same. So only thing is how the data is getting stored on these platforms. So that is the way it differs. It's very similar to Snowflake. If you are from Snowflake batch, Snowflake background, yes, it's very similar. So, but Databricks is they are bringing lot of advanced concept. In Azure, we have the ADLS, Azure Data Lake Storage Service. On top of this Azure, if you are creating Databricks, so Databricks will store all the data in this ADLS only as a file. So that will handle automatically. In AWS, it will use S3 bucket, it will store. It's called data lake environment. In GCP, we have the GCS, Google Cloud Storage Service. So these are the different services it will use. And if we can create, so for example, if we create a table in Databricks, so that table is called Delta table. Okay, so a lot of differences are there. So Delta live table, Delta table. So then we have Unity catalog now. So a lot of other concepts are there that I will explain later while taking Databricks. Just as of now, so you think we have created this data table. So that table is nothing but, so any one of the platforms it will get stored. So for example, if we created only Databricks account, Databricks internally, any one of the platforms it will store. So that information they will not reveal. So on top of which platform they created, we might not knowing that because that this Databricks will handle it. Okay. But if we have created on top of Azure Databricks, so then it will store the data, the ADLS bucket only. Okay. So container only it will store. So how it will store here? So that we are not going to take anything. So Databricks will handle that. So just we are going to create a delta table and we are going to use those tables. But what is delta table? So what is other tables and all? We will see later. But as of now, just to create a table. Okay, we will start with Spark SQL. We'll start with the data types. So that is very important. Data types we have to learn for to handle structured, semi-structured, unstructured data. Okay, all three I will explain. And then we'll start with the constraints. Okay, so constraints will start because the way the constraints works in this Databricks, it differs. It's very similar. So even if you are creating as a primary key, it will accept duplicate in Snowflake as well as Databricks both. So then we are going to see that PySpark. PySpark it's for processing the data. Okay, PySpark is for processing the data. So that we are going to learn. So complete. So what is this data frame? All this we are going to learn. So then Databricks, whatever the concept here on the left hand side we are seeing, all this we are going to see that. So first what we will do, Databricks side we will learn everything. Okay, because we are not going to pay any cost for this. After that, I will tell you so how to create this Azure account. So how to create this particular workspace, and we will create Databricks account here. Okay. So for example, here I have the storage account. I'll go to the storage account. So I will use this container. Okay. Within the container, this is nothing but bucket. So if you are from AWS background, S3 bucket we have, right? So this is the container here. We will put the file here. In Databricks, can I use it? Yes, we can use it. I'll tell you in this session itself. So we can create a volume and then we can put the file there. So there also. But if we create a volume here and it will store the underlying cloud storage only. Okay, underlying cloud storage only, it will get stored. So here we are storing like this. We can see the files, right? We can see the files, how it stored, and we can download it and everything we can do. If you attach the file in volume, that we can see. But if we create a table, if we create a table here on top of this Databricks, it will be micro partitioned and it will be stored on top of the underlying platform as a micro partition file only. Okay, so that file we cannot see. So who will handle it? The Databricks will handle. Okay, so Databricks will handle. First, Databricks architecture, just leave it now. We'll take it later. I will explain it completely. So as of now, have an overall idea. Okay, so first we are going to learn Databricks. We'll learn it all this concept because Databricks, they are not going to charge us, right? So we can create a new email ID with 14 days trial account you can create. You can configure this compute and change everything. So compute is nothing but cluster. So we can create our own cluster here. In this free trial account, we cannot create this cluster. So you can check that this one. So there we cannot create it. Cluster we can create here. If it is a 14 days trial account, we can create a cluster here. Okay, so this cluster. So what type of cluster we need? All this. So preview. So wherever we are seeing that preview, it's nothing but Databricks is bringing now newly. So that they are giving as a preview to all the vendors, and then they will check so how they are using based on that. So if they are facing some issues, all this they will resolve it. So this will they'll do later. They will it's like a trial and error. They will fix it, all the troubleshooting, everything. So creating this cluster and everything, we'll see. So cluster is nothing but in our system how we have the CPU, right? CPU. Similarly, so CPU we have. So this is hard disk. So for example, so in my PC, this is my hard disk, right? So this is my hard disk. So in this hard disk, I can store the files, right? And if you go to my processor, so I can go to my processor here. So this is my processing CPU. Okay, so processor here we have, and what is the capacity? All this I can see, right? So what is this capacity of everything? So this is nothing but the processor and everything is nothing but the Spark engine, right? So Spark engine, so that is nothing but cluster. So this is what we will create. Okay, so based on our requirement, so we can create this cluster and that cluster. Okay, so what is this cluster? Different sizes will be there. So that we can create it and then we can do. So as of now, we have the serverless cluster. So meaning serverless meaning the Databricks end, they have already created it. Okay, so that we can use it. So it will be available for us. We can make use of this serverless one. So if you want to edit it, so we have the edit options in the 14-day trial account. But if you would have created normal free trial account, you cannot find that edit option because edit option will not be there. Auto stop inactivity, you can put 5 minutes or yeah, 5 minutes is the minimum. So 5 minutes you can put. Okay, so if we are not using next 5 minutes, then it will automatically stop. So this way we can stop it, automatically it will get stopped. So why do we need this compute? Because compute is the engine, it is going to run all our process. And go to this Azure, so we can create a workspace. Okay, so within the workspace, so here we have the Databricks environment. So let me open this, let me launch this workspace, then I will show you. So you cannot see the difference. So here we will use all the Azure resources, okay, Azure services. Maybe we might have used ADF, Azure Data Factory, bringing the data to ADLS path and everything. So then we can use, see, are we seeing the same one? This is our Azure Databricks. You can see this is simply a Databricks. This is our Microsoft Azure Databricks. We cannot see any differences, right? Are we seeing any differences? No, the same one we can see. This is my dev workspace I just created here. And even if I go to the new, you can see all these options here. And similarly, if you click on new, you can see the same options here. And if I go to this workspace, I can create a workspace and a SQL editor. I can go here. I can start my SQL also. So here also I can create some compute, all this. So you can see this one, Databricks Workspace here and default the schema, right? Workspace, it's nothing but the catalog. So within the catalog, we'll have different the schemas and everything. Okay, this is one catalog. Within that, we have two schemas. So within schema, we can create n number of the objects we can create. So that's what we have seen last week. So previously we have Hive Metastore. It's like a legacy system for storing all the metadata information. So now we have different options. Okay, so Unity catalog we have. So Unity catalog also we'll see later. Okay, for example, here I created one catalog. It's like EDL and then different schema I created. So it's very simple, right? So volume. So here I put volume and here two tables I just created. So volume is nothing but it's the place where we can upload the file. Okay, this is like a file. So wherever you are seeing that slash volume and then this one. So we can create a directory, we can upload a file or directly upload to this volume. So that also we will see that there. But this concept and all we will see in detail one by one later. In Databricks, we will first learn, and then after that, we'll go with Azure Databricks. So I'm just giving you overall idea. So what is Databricks? Why it is called Azure Databricks? All this. And if you go to this, the jobs and pipelines and compute. So here we can create the similar way other computes. Okay, so you can see this one compute, right? So more advanced options are available here. So we can go ahead and then create all the compute. So this is what we'll have the compute in our real-time project as well. And Databricks runtime, you can choose and we can go for the policies and the data, the size of the compute, everything. We can select it here. So what is this memory? So what is this Databricks runtime? So all this we can select. So these concept and all, I will take it later, Unity catalog. So Unity catalog also I have to explain. So this is UI based we can create or we can go for JSON object also. So this way also I can create. Okay, but in real time project, so are we going to create every time this compute and all? No. So it will be there automatically. We are going to use this compute. Sometimes if we need, yes, we can create a compute and then deploy that same kind of compute in the higher workspace also. This is our dev workspace, right? So this is what we will toggle between dev, UAT, and production, all this. So production will not have access, only read access will have, but dev will have access. So this is a workspace. So we'll go with toggle between the workspace and always we have to check this one and this number. So we are seeing this number, right? This is the workspace number, workspace identifier. So this number will vary Dev workspace one number will be there, UAT workspace one number will be there, production workspace one number will be there, and you can see ADB, Azure Databricks, and workspace number Azure Databricks.net. So that's what we'll have it here, link. But here, so directly databricks.com. So cloud.databricks.com. This is the workspace number, we'll have it. Okay, so this is the one. So Databricks, this is nothing but DBC is nothing but Databricks Cloud. Okay, and then yeah, this is what we'll have it. So this is what we'll have it. And Databricks end we'll see later, because don't run any compute. So if you're running any compute, they will start charging it if it is in Azure. So if it is this one, no need to do anything. Okay, that's our Databricks end. No need to do anything. Just we can make use of whatever they are providing. Okay, this one. First we will learn it completely. Then later we'll go with Azure also, Azure Databricks also. Okay, I will explain that, because so they might be asking some questions. Okay, how will you bring the file there in the Azure platform? So how will you process all this? They will ask. So I hope you are clear. So what is this Azure? I got the difference between 14-day and full month option, but which account do you recommend? 14 days you go with. Later you can go with free trial. Okay, so if you have just you create one new email ID, you can go with the 14-day trial. Okay, so or this normal account also fine. It's completely fine. So because only thing is SQL warehouses will be there, so we can make use of that warehouses. Okay.